right, you should have it on your side. All right, I always butcher these intros. Welcome to USA FBL Fingerboard Podcast. I'm your host, Levine Cunningham, and I'm excited to be chatting with Anthony Ragazzi, aka Ant. Ant is known as Sewer_Alien on Instagram. Ant, thanks for coming on the podcast. How you been?
Yo, what's up, my brother? Nice to see you, Levine.
I'm excited for this episode. I don't get a lot of people in the sunshine shade on the podcast, and so I'm excited. I'm excited to get into it. We've got Ant on the mic, Sewer Alien on the mic. We've got a listen to win. We've got all kinds of stuff to talk to you guys about today on the podcast. So, let's get into it, Ant.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Oh man, good to hear. So first off, let's tell people where you are out of, what's going on in your part of the world.
I'm Florida born and raised. I've pretty much been here my entire life. I wouldn't want to leave. Florida's nice. I've lived in some colder climate areas, and it's tough, man. I saw snow once and I hated it. Sunshine State is where it's at.
I'm not gonna lie. Snow can be fun, but as an adult, I tend to just not even like the snow. We're getting ready to get into snow. Depending on where you're at, you're already getting snow. So I'm a little jealous right now. You're probably looking at 70, 75 degree weather, nice and sunny.
Yeah, I'm sweating. I'm not sure how hot it is, but
well, we're wearing jackets out here, so it's but you guys get hurricanes and stuff. So I mean, there's a flip side to it.
Those are snow days. I remember 2014, we were out of school for 2 weeks, no power. It was core moments in your memory.
Yeah, snow days with no power is doo-doo. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad you're safe though.
Yeah, we get used to them here, you board up.
So what part of Florida?
The Space Coast. About twice a night I hear a rocket go up, break the sound barrier, and it's we got a huge tourist area here, by Cocoa Beach. Most people know Cocoa Beach. There's a huge surf community, a lot of skaters. So it's definitely, I grew up with that type of lifestyle.
It's a different vibe out there. I've got family down in Miami, more in the southern tip and stuff. My grandma has a little house out there, and it's nice. A different vibe.
Yeah, the beach vibe's a little carefree. I imagine we're a bit crazier than the West Coast, everything you see.
I was going to say, because I've been, both on the Los Angeles area, Huntington Beach, that whole vibe over there. And I've been Destin, Florida. What's the beach next to that one that I drawing a blank? But anyways, it's there's a beach next to Destin, Florida. The vibes and stuff, they're not quite the same for being beachy type ordeals, and so there's a clear kind of distinguish to me, at least. I don't know if you had a chance to.
Yeah,
is that what's going on?
Yeah, everybody's kind of paranoid, kind of crazy.
I see the Florida man memes all the time. I never understood it until I came out.
It's true. It's very true, man. We're the Australia of America.
Well, I know you had a start at least with skateboarding. I'm assuming skateboarding first.
Probably surfing first. My family is a whole they've got a surf museum, the O'Hare Surf Museum in Cocoa Beach, and they were making both my uncles made surfboards for pretty much their whole life, and they got me started in surfing early. I started meeting kids, they were skateboarding, and then that's pretty much how I got into skateboarding, is through the kids in my neighborhood. They're all skaters, so we had a little skate gang running around, fitting every curve we could find, any stair sets.
Man, I'm gonna throw it out there. It's kind of embarrassing, but I can't swim. I can't tread water. I can swim on water. I can swim underwater. Can't tread water. I took some classes a couple years ago before COVID, and secretly the only real reason why I even want to swim is so that I can go surfing. I see surfers surfing waves, and I'm just for some reason I've always been fascinated and always wanted to do that.
It's so relaxing, whether you're just sitting waiting for a wave, or you hit that nice one and you're just coasting, man. It just kind of washes away everything from you. That's I can't believe for me, swimming's like walking, saying you can't tread water. I'm well, you just kick your feet.
Everybody says that, but I have a fear of drowning though. So
you should. It's dangerous out there.
I get it. Like I probably because I had like a near death like experience like when I was a kid trying to like swim in like the local pool and like I almost drowned and like maybe like psychologically like that's what's going on. Let me know in the comments if I should start taking classes, learn to tread water and try going surfing. Like let me know if I should follow my dream, I guess you would say.
I tried snowboarding once, and I could not do that at all. It was totally different. And so, you got to get out of your comfort zone sometimes. And
That's kind of
that's
on
like,
my bucket list is to go snowboarding. I went up to Denver and talked to like Mike Sherrill and all them with this, and like they're like, yeah, dude, like snowboarding, skiing, the vibe, like you got to at least try it once. And so it's been on my radar for a while now.
man, I'd say don't, like, if you think you're good at surfing, good at skateboarding, like, snowboarding is a little bit different. So listen to the instructors there too, for sure. 'Cause, I went in a little cocky and it didn't work out good.
That's good advice. That's good advice. So surfer, that's you're a first on the podcast for sure for that.
Oh, that surprises me. I figured, a lot of guys would be surfing. I haven't done it in like way longer than I don't even have a board anymore. I've been wanting my kids throughout the age she could start surfing and doing that type of stuff, and I definitely want to have her experience that same type of growing like upbringing.
All right, so when did fingerboarding start for you? Like what did that look like?
Um, I started fingerboarding like probably kind of late. I was already been doing my skateboarding and surfing and stuff, and then I didn't know about fingerboards until I saw them on a back of a pair of Jinko jeans, and pretty much got the Jinkos just for the miniature skateboard. I don't know if it was tech deck or anything like that, but um, that's after later on I found out about tech decks and I was skating all over the place with my fingers.
I remember the Jinko jeans. We're talking about like the super wide, like you can fit like a family of four in one pant leg Jinkos.
Yes, yeah. My Jinkos were the huge wide ones for sure, and I had about two or three pairs that once I had them, that was my entire ensemble.
Yeah, I remember like people would wear those with the wallet with the chain, like was like pretty much like the style where I was at. Like if you were a skater or whatever, you had like the Jinkos with the wallet chain.
Yeah, I didn't have a wallet or a chain. If anything, I had like an action figure or something weird in my back pocket.
So around like what age or how far back does this go?
I looked up when Tech Deck came out. It was the 1999, which I would have bet they came out earlier. I remember figure skating like pretty young. Definitely around that time. I don't know when I got into it per se, but I was still in elementary school, and I got a lot of them confiscated, trading different decks and mixing the setups with your friends.
Okay, so you got to be up there in age with me then.
30 plus right now.
Okay, yeah, yeah, 37 gang right here.
Yeah, it's that they say, this your life starts when you turn 30.
Man, I don't know who needs to hear this, but like my 20s, super fun, extremely exhausting, very little sleep. But my 30s, man, like my 30s are on point.
Yes, man. That's the same for me. I spent way too much of my 20s like doing crazy stunts, partying, just being reckless and wild. That I've mellowed out so much now, and like it's like you look back on that and you're like, oh crap.
No, I know. I travel more, do more. Like I'm literally living a four times better life in my 30s than I was in my 20s. There was like literally nothing wrong with my 20s. I just don't realize that man, 30s is good. I'm excited to see what 40s is bringing in, but it needs to slow down a little bit. I want to stay in the 30s for as long as I can. But yeah.
Yeah, it's I mean that part of my life, those 20s crazy years definitely like helped shape me. You have a lot of psychological breakthroughs, and you know it's all part of the process.
Definitely. Always a learning curve. So tell me about the local skate scene, local fingerboarding scene. Like what's going out in your area?
The local skate scene, I haven't been into it in a long time, but probably be going back soon. My daughter asked for a skateboard for Christmas, and so we both got some, and we just show her the ropes, take her back to some of the parks I went to when I was a kid. A lot of them aren't there anymore, unfortunately, but there's some new parks that popped up that are really nice. So, and they're all like not community ran, but they're government parks. There's at least not all government parks, but there's a lot of parks that are just built for the community, and so they really take care of us around here in that respect.
Okay, so you got her fingerboarding on some sewer alien stuff, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, she's well, yeah, I do have a couple Cerulean boards, and I've made graphics dedicated to her and stuff like that. But she's a little heavy-handed right now, so she's still using some tech stuff until then.
Understand. No, that's awesome. Teaching them young. You got the youth coming in, and hopefully she'll make some waves in the fingerboarding world.
Yeah, dude, those kids are always better than us, man.
They soak this stuff in like a sponge. It is wild. It's like they pick up on it faster, they adapt to it quicker. They're just like, I mean, like once they learn something, like you come back like 3 or 4 days and like they're like doing like a million other things. And it's like, how are you doing this so fast? Like, how are you progressing so fast?
Well, their brain's like growing and ours is decaying.
Man, it's an unfair advantage. So like yeah, if you're on the younger side, like you got to use it to your advantage for sure. That's
All the kids I see at like the events and stuff, they're just killing it, man. They don't hold back.
yeah, even when I go on tour, like we'll get like, kids 12, 13, 14, like stupid good, like game of skates. I can recall a few stops, man, where we had like some youth and like just took over the entire tournament, like absolutely wild.
Yeah, I got high hopes for my kid. She's pretty smart by my standards. I'm proud of her. She's only 3.
You got by the that's wild. So heavy handed is fine. I thought maybe she was
Yeah.
5, 6, something like that. You said skateboard. So I was like, okay.
She even asked me like every day. She's like, "Can I get a skateboard?" I'm like, "Where are you getting this? I don't have a skateboard."
Oh man, that's wild. I love it. Tell us where the name Sewer Alien came from.
This one's kind of funny because it started because I wasn't even a fingerboarding brand. I was sewing bags, and it was my daughter had just been born, so I started making her some outfits, bibs, just like wipes for her mouth and stuff. A couple stuffed animals like an elephant. I was just sewing random stuff, and I was making a bunch of these bags. I really like to make the bags, and I sold some. I was like, oh, gotta think of a name for this if I'm going to sell them. And so I went with Sewer Alien because like sewer is, of course, sounds so grunge. And I wanted that to be, representative of me, right away. People know that I'm like a bit of an underdog, bit of a rebel, I would always take my own path, type of deal. Alien wanted to sound a little extraterrestrial, just kind of because you got to embrace the weirder parts of life. And I don't know. So I came up with Sewer Alien. It just kind of happened one day. It's like you think of 20 names, you're like, no. And then when you think of that one that you're like, yes, this is it. And I just stuck with it.
It's one of those names where like you can just tell that it's its own vibe. Like even without seeing like, your site or your like Instagram or any of your stuff, like if I just said Sewer Alien, you're like, it feels like a dive bar. Like it's just like it's got its own vibe. Like it's gonna be a good time.
Like so many people have asked me that they don't know what the brand is, and I either like the post people all the time. I take my Sewer Alien package and like, what is Sewer Alien? They just get the weirdest look on their face. And I sell fingerboards. Like what?
Always a good time. I love it. What kind of got you where you wanted to start your own brand, your own company? So like you're fingerboarding and all of a sudden you're like, I should take it up 2 notches. Like when did this start? How did it start?
It just kind of snowballed real fast because I was trying to buy some foam engraved tape. I saw some like Goo made some Louis Vuitton tape, those engravings, and I wanted it so bad. I was like, this is the coolest thing to happen to fingerboarding. It was out of stock everywhere. And I checked a couple other websites like Alien Roswell Fingerboards. They were doing engraved tape, out of stock. And there was maybe one other person doing it at the time. This is about almost 4 years ago when I was trying to buy it. Got a laser engraving machine and started making my own. And I'm posting it, and people are like, "Oh, dude, I gotta have that." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll make you some." And so I was taking orders through Messenger, and it was horrible. I did not like it because it's hard to keep track of all that stuff. And it's like, so I made a website, and it just became super streamlined. And people are like, well, where's your other products? And I'm like, okay, I can get some other products. And just like started with one product. Now I got a whole line of like maybe 50 different items on my website right now. Didn't happen all at once, that's for sure. It was slowly
You basically
just started going.
Yeah, just kind of progressed into this massive line of products. Like I was actually I'm actually still really impressed, like with the amount of stuff that you have and the customer service, especially that you've been doing. I've been following you in the groups, and the first time I came across like your stuff was at Voss. I want to say it's Rendezvous 32. It was April of 2022.
Wow.
One of your team writers, I want to say, or someone who's associated with you, like literally gave me a whole sheet of your engraved tape. It was the Louis Vuitton-ish type engraved tape, if I remember correctly. I may have to throw some pictures. I might still have some pictures of it. I sent like my whole haul back, so I may have to like throw it up on the screen and be like, here's where it's at. But yeah, I actually got your tape. It's actually really good. I really liked it. I'm not a big fan of the engraved tape just because it has all the grooves and stuff, and it just feels weird to me. Maybe I'm just a classic kind of old
I've
school
heard
guy.
people say that. Some people just they don't like the grooves. They want that flat.
Yeah, that's how I don't even like holes for my screws whenever I put like tape in. I'm just a straight tape right across the top kind of a guy. So it's nothing to, engrave tape or anything. It's just a personal preference, I guess you would say. Super stoked on some of the stuff I've seen coming out of your brand for sure.
Thank you. Yeah, I've customer service. I've been in my whole life. I did tech support for like 5 years. So, just dealing with crazy people on support calls builds your type of patience for customer service, dramatically. I've had customers on the phone. They're like, "You've got the patience of Job." Yeah. So it's no trouble for me to deal with fingerboarders at all. I love these guys. And so usually there's no issue.
No, I can go with everybody and pretty much say that customer service, especially in fingerboarding, like will literally put you above and beyond a lot of other competitors. And so customer service and fingerboarding is like pretty much almost more important than the product itself.
Sometimes you let a bad product go by in the fingerboarding community and they'll put you to the stake.
This is true, but you can have a good product with bad customer service and you get the exact same output. So it's wild.
Yeah, for sure. It's you got to be well-rounded for sure.
Definitely.
I think should apply to all aspects of your life.
You got to make sure all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted.
Yeah, I've done that before. You had a typo on a shirt I sent out, and man, I felt so bad. It was in Spanish, and so I didn't know that there was a typo. And then he got it, and he was like, "Hey, man, this typo, and it translates to a cuss word." I was like, "What?"
No way.
Yeah, it's like, how did I do that? Yeah, it was crazy.
Wild. I don't know if I can actually say what it needs to be said on here, but I'm definitely intrigued. We'll have to start a podcast after hours version, and we'll definitely have to talk about it.
That's a good idea. So we can have a couple drinks and cut up.
I've been actually entertaining the idea of getting on a more edgy, more adult version of the podcast.
So I think with something like that, if you were you able to do like more people, make it a more
we could. It could be like a group, like a group thing. Like I know, like there's a few people. Like if we all kind of got on the podcast and kind of like just kind of shot the breeze a little bit, like some good stories, some funny stories, and especially since a lot of us already hang out and stuff. So it's kind of like friends just shooting the breeze really and just having a good time. And so I don't know. I've been entertaining the idea. Like, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if it's something you would listen to, if you even think that's cool or not. So definitely let us know. If you gotten to this point in the podcast, like finger the like and the follow button. Like let us keep track of what we got going on and stuff. We got a lot of cool stuff, and I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. I know that you've got maybe some future or present collabs. Like I know that you've done some collabs in the past.
Yeah, I've got collabs going right now with Milk and Gutterfingers. Those guys are great. I make custom tape for Gutterfingers, and he gives it away with his decks. And Milk has entrusted me with a couple Milk graphics that I sell on my website. Milk's my favorite deck maker for sure. The shape and the different type, the 2% and the whole Milk. It's tough to tell, which one I like more, but I think I'm a 2% guy. I have 2% now. So I sell the Milk tape, and so we've got 3 different graphics. I think between well, three for Milk and three for Gutterfinger, and those are my two main collabs. I don't want to say I haven't had another collab. I've made custom tape for so many people. I think I've made custom tape for Blistered Fingers with his badger on it, but I wouldn't call it a collab because he just ordered in some custom tape, which anybody can do, and I sold it. I don't know if I wouldn't consider that a collab. We didn't. That was not how it was discussed.
No, understand. I love collabs personally, just because you're bringing normally two people with their expertise, like, and they're combining their knowledge and resources together to make an absolutely, truly, just amazing product. And collabs for me are just, they're like the ultimate version of hype. It's like, especially when you have like your two favorite brands coming together, it's like game over. Like, you got to have it.
Yeah, there was the one guy in the groups, and he was always like demanding sewer milk, sewer milk. Like,
that would be an awesome collab. Like, when this does happen, this does drop. Like, it could break the internet.
Yeah, it's I talked to Milk before about doing some graphics, and it was shot down. It ultimately though, so I don't know if I'm going to have any graphic collabs with people in the near future. But it's definitely something I'm open to. And like you said, it's anytime someone does come to me and like want to collab, it's like definitely feels like an honor someone wants to be a part of, and to the way that you can work off of each other. So it's a really cool feeling.
I know you've got a few team writers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I got a handful of guys that are officially that I've shouted out and say, hey, this guy's rides for Suralien now. A lot of my writers I get because I'll be like, I don't send out monthly packages to people. Like, I'm a bad sponsor type of thing. I've my first writer ever was Eric Wilson, and that guy Rock Fingerboards on Instagram. He's amazing, man. He was doing a bunch of videos for me, and I've sent him a few packs. And that was the first guy I ever reached out to. And I reached out to a couple people, but that was when I had first started. And now I've got like a lot of people asking me, and I'm like having to turn away people, and it felt really bad. I don't want to turn people away and be like, no, it's not something that I could afford to sponsor a bunch of people. So I pretty much now I say anybody can ride for Suralien. Just start tagging the brands you like, make content for the brands you like, with their hashtag, or if you tag them directly. That's how you get noticed to get sponsored. And like, when people who are those brands see you putting in the work, then they'll definitely notice you. So you asked me about my writers specifically, and so that's why I say it to a lot of people, and that's how I've gotten so many good writers that ride for me, is just because I say, hey, I'm not going to be sending out scheduled packs, but I will definitely hook you up when I see you come through.
Well, no, I definitely, and I've said this before on the podcast, like, for me, like, if you run a brand or a company, like, having team writers, having your own team, to me is like the ultimate flex. It comes with a lot of difficulties, but like the rewards of having a strong team, a team that's especially, like, I consider to be like a family. That is, to me, like, being able to create your own culture, your own vibe from within, like, that is the most ultimate flex. And so the fact that you got the ball started, and like you are on that path to basically kind of creating like the perfect team environment, that's awesome.
I would probably need to put a bit more work into it. My team, I do feel like I feel a little bit bad. I've neglected that family aspect of the team, and it's been more of kind of like a open season. like my two main people that I've seen posting lately would be Andrew Norman and Mason Baker.
Andrew Norman's 302 Casper. He was on
thank you.
He was on our podcast a few episodes as well, and Too Fat to Crust. I actually met him once or twice in Atlanta on the tour.
Yeah, he took one of your gold medals. So Mason Baker did.
Yeah. He's a cool dude. He's his own vibe. Like, I love that guy.
He shreds, man. We and him have been friends for a few years now, and I think a few years, feels like it. It's been a while. And we, talk all the time and just about whatever. It doesn't have to be fingerboarding related, really. Yes, those guys are posting daily for Suralien, put up clips all the time. And so I have a bunch of other writers, but some of them, it's like from way back when, I just like, man, I forgot about that guy. And that feels bad because like I haven't seen him post in a while, and and I haven't sent him anything, of course. And so it's like lost track of each other. That's kind of the hard part. That's keeping it all organized. I'm not a very organized person at all.
definitely takes a while to acquire and become really, really good at it. I'm an extremely organized person, but I'm like probably to the extreme to where like it's kind of a bad, it's like it's I'm so good at it that it's annoying to everybody else, I guess you would say. So to me, like I love it. To everybody else, it's like, dude, like I don't know how you're doing this. It's like freaking me out.
That's what I need. I need to Marie Kondo my whole like workstation. I just got everything everywhere within arm's reach. It's just piles of stuff.
You see, I couldn't do it. I don't even know if I have OCD, but if I did have OCD, like those vibes, those tendencies would come out like immediately.
You would not like what you see here, I can guarantee.
I think that this would be a perfect time to introduce our Listen to Win contest. All right,
Cool.
so
Yeah.
Sewer Alien here is going to be giving away a t-shirt, wheels, and a pack of grip to the first person who can do this and also tag Sewer Alien, USAFBL, and USAFBL underscore FBP for the podcast. So the first person to do a kickflip Manny, and tag USAFBL underscore FBP, and Sewer Alien in this clip on Instagram is going to win this t-shirt, wheels, and a pack of grip. If you happen to have a Sewer Alien Manny pad, he is going to throw in an extra set of wheels if you can be the first one to do a kickflip Manny on that obstacle. So super stoked on this. Definitely this is not a contest of who can do it better. It is a contest of who can do it first. So the first person to tag all 3 accounts, kickflip Manny, let's get it. I'm excited. So get to it.
Good luck. Good luck.
Also, finish the episode. This is good. This is good. So finish the episode first, then do it. But I understand if you got to go get some gear. So we'll see you back in about an hour after you get your trick in and submit it. But let's get back into it, man. Let's get back into it. So a lot of people don't know this, but you actually started, and theoretically, I guess you would own a Facebook group. Can you own a Facebook group?
I guess, the creator, I could delete it.
He has all the power in a Facebook fingerboarding group. So tell us which groups on Facebook you actually control.
The 420 Fingerboard Club, and then the Fingerboard Fight Club, which is much smaller. It's only like 300 people in there, but we keep it tight knit.
So I like your groups because they have their own vibe. And so, all right, so let's talk about the first one. Let's talk about the 420.
I love that group, man. A lot of the groups were, rated for all ages. They didn't want you posting, scantily clad anything in there, no paraphernalia, nothing like that. So me and Eric Herrera were talking one day, and we're like, our posts were getting removed that had any paraphernalia in it, so we gotta make a safe space for the guys to talk. A lot of fingerboarding demographic is like skateboarders and people who like to cut up, and so 420 group became what was it, about 2 years ago, year and a half ago. It's not that old. Now we've got about 3,000 guys in there, 3,000 people in there. It's definitely, it's got its own vibe for sure. People are a little bit weirder in there.
No, definitely. I know a lot of the groups, and including, most of the groups that I have, like we try to keep it. I'm not saying like we're not trying to be family friendly, but it's just one of those like it's definitely trying to make it to where it fits like everyone. But the problem is that not everyone is looking for this Fortnite type of like game fits everybody type of genre. And so like, when I look at like your 420 group, it's really like, if you're wanting to talk about things that are a little outside of the family friendly spectrum, like, if you want to talk about, marijuana or what happened after work and stuff like that, like those conversations can happen in your groups and people can like really like let loose, I feel like, in your groups where they couldn't really do it in a lot of the groups that are out there, including some of the ones that are like in mine. Like you can do it, but I don't know if like the people in the group would be okay with it. And so like you created like a group where basically like not only can you do it, but like the people in the group are also okay with it and they respect that vibe.
Yeah. a lot of groups trying to be PG-13, and that encompasses a lot of stuff, but you can't say everything there. And one of the way I try and run my groups is like not doing anything. Um, just let the people be. Let it manage itself. You don't remove stuff. I hate censorship, so I'm not gonna like if you post something idiotic. If unless it's like obscene, like really bad, then we wouldn't take action against it. Let people say what they want, and then if they get a bunch of haters, then that's not a learning situation for them.
No, I feel that. I respect that. Tell us about the Fight Club. I'm actually in the Fight Club just to make sure that I'm not part of the Fight Club. So like, and I
No, you would
don't.
never be.
No, I
Everybody loves
understand
you.
that, but like, I feel like a lot of the people are in the Fight Club just to make sure that no one is like beefing with their brand or them. And so, like, kind of tell us the story of the Fight Club.
So, moderating 420 group, we would get a lot of accusations and or beef, and so it became so much, and we want the 420 club to be really chill. We're all just here to relax and smoke and fingerboard. We don't want all that beef to mess up our vibe. So I figured we got to have a place to let that air out. Got to have the Fight Club because there's a lot of drama that goes on, and figured it needed a place to fester. And so the Fight Club it says, denounce scammers, use your words as fists. Let it, if you got some dirty air, you can launder it here. If you got some dirty laundry, you can air it here. So we got rules in there. Like the 420 Club, you got to be 18 plus. With the Fingerboard Fight Club, you got to always post evidence. I hate nothing more than someone to be like, so and so scammed me, and that's their entire post. Like, where's the proof, man? Because you got to have proof if you're gonna throw out some slander.
And I respect that. I appreciate the code where right now, like someone can literally throw someone under bus with little to no evidence. And it's absolutely respectable that you've got a place where if you are going to throw someone under the bus, you need hardened proof, some sort of evidence.
Yeah, you also are supposed to tag the person you have beef with. Like, I want to hear both sides. If I ever see someone getting scammed, then I'm going to talk to both people about that. I've like not middleman, but like I've moderated so many different scams and like trying to figure out what's going on with who, and just get the facts straight.
Being a moderator or an admin of a fingerboarding group it's got some struggles. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I've got a few groups underneath my belt, and sometimes it's for the most part, like the groups pretty much manage themselves, but like every now and then there's gonna be like some issues that arise that you're gonna have to step in and kind of be the guy.
Yeah, it's never fun being the guy. I've had both sides of it. Like people love you for it, people hate you for it. But like, I try and just let it do its own thing. We don't remove much from those groups. If someone posts something without evidence, I'll remove it and let them know. Just repost it with whatever we need that you didn't put in the first time. And same with the 420 Club. Lately, all I've ever removed is bots and scam posts, like people selling fake washing machines and stuff. So we get it all. People like, it's weird, man. Like posting washing machine for sale from an obvious bot account. I don't understand. Those are the most recent things I've had to remove.
No, I feel you. I get all kinds of weird just spam posts and stuff like that. I mean, I have it now to where like I posted this on like another podcast, man, but I had to do some serious like house cleaning in the groups and getting out a lot of the spam accounts and stuff like that. So when I first started them, I was like, yeah, like anybody can just come in and anybody can just post and all that stuff. And then quickly kind of realized like you can't do that. Like you got to put some barriers up front that kind of like pre-qualify people. Otherwise, like you'll get all kinds of random things like trying to get into your group that aren't even fingerboarding related is wild.
Most definitely. It's so crazy. Like before I didn't have any questions. When you enter a group, they're like, you have to answer these serious questions. And they're pretty lax. And so now you have to type in like it says, what is rule number 4? And if you don't type in rule number 4, that person's getting declined now. I've cracked down so hard on that because there's so many bots.
It is pretty wild. And the fact that I feel like Facebook isn't even doing anything about it is actually kind of crazy to me.
That'd be a huge feat to, there's no way.
I don't know, man. I saw their ticker symbol on the stock exchange. And I don't know. I think they have the resources to figure it out, but that's just me. But what do I know?
It would be dangerous, man, when AI gets that smart.
So do you have any hobbies outside of fingerboarding that people may not know about you?
Um, I've always been like a dabbling artist. They probably knew that though. Um, I used to play a lot of video games. Now it's pretty much just like RuneScape. When I'm making some wheels, I'll be making wheels, checking my messages, watching a movie, and playing some RuneScape all at the same time. Type of idle thing. I can just click once and then get back to what I'm doing. But I used to love all sorts of video games, man. Pretty much anything except for the sports genre. You could catch me playing that. No, I don't have a lot of hobbies. Just being weird, disassociating.
No, I feel you. I'm just a fingerboarder and a gamer. It's about all the hobbies I've got. Maybe learning to swim and going surfing. We'll see how that goes.
I may have never been diagnosed, but maybe I have ADHD. I've got like 1,000 hobbies, but some of them you just don't stick with as long. Fingerboarding is definitely special to me.
That's fair to say. I think we all have ADHD to some degree. I think that all the short-term content, TikTok stuff like that is pretty much just all.
Uh, that's different though. Like that's like learned behavior, right? To shorten our attention spans.
I mean,
But I
it's
think
for me, it's getting so bad. I can't even watch a movie anymore. Like the thought of sitting down and watching like a 2 to 3 hour movie, like I'm just like, can't do it. Can't do
no, I
it.
understand. I can't just watch a movie. I need those three other things to do. Otherwise, I'm not watching that movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's gotta be ADHD at its like core.
I,
Like that's crazy. Like 5 years ago, I could watch like 5 movies in a row, spend the entire day, no problems. And like the thought of even trying to do that just makes me like
that's why I think that's part of our evolution. We're just getting better.
you got some questions. We got questions from the internet. So we made a post on Instagram and on Facebook getting people to ask Ant anything. And
OJ.
the internet did not disappoint. The internet did not disappoint. All right, question number one. This seems personal, by the way. I don't know who, actually, I do know who. I just didn't write down who, but it seems personal. But how was getting stuck in a hotel room with Mason Baker last summer?
He didn't post that? That was somebody else.
I probably should have put the name next to it. I don't want to throw him under the bus though. I got to throw in a little bit of
Yeah, this is
community.
anonymous.
Yeah, anonymous.
It was awesome. We pretty much finger skated for 14 hours straight, and then we just passed out on the bed together,
Snickers.
just like collapsed, and then we woke up and started finger skating some more. Man, my wrist was sore
Snickers.
after that hotel visit. I tell you what.
So you're like a fingerboarding rager is what it sounds like.
We didn't stop, man. Yeah, I think Harry Truman says, all things in moderation. No, moderation is for the weak. Anything worth doing is worth overdoing. So I try and look at that like, that's how I do a lot of stuff is take it to the extreme.
All right, question
Um,
number two. What's something about fingerboards that inspires you to create?
oh man, it's the miniature world. It's a great place to just escape to, it's like super peaceful there when you're just like in the zone fingerboarding. Probably brings you back to like some childhood nostalgia when you're playing with your action figures. You become that person. So you become your hand, I guess, in a sense. And he has no troubles. He's just hanging out skating.
Okay, okay. And then the last one is kind of a weird question. I almost wasn't going to put it on here, but we're going to do it anyways. How do you stay dedicated through all of the drama? And I'm not sure exactly what that means, or if it's part of the Fight Club stuff, or if there's something else underlying here.
Um, I love drama. That's probably why.
Mm,
That's why I made the Fight Club because like I don't see a point in suppressing it. All that stuff should be learning experience for everybody. Either you learn safe methods of trading, or you learn someone who's to be avoided. It's like, and I figure so many of these accounts are fake accounts. Just like any of the scammers are not going to use a real account. Drama doesn't bug me that much. Like I said, I worked for that call center for 5 years, and I've been abraded by like hundreds of people over the phone who didn't know me. Like, it's like watching your favorite soap. I don't watch soaps. I got the fingerboards clubs.
That's true. You've got a front row seat to a lot of entertainment, I guess you would say.
Yeah, it's some of it's so wild and off the wall. You're like, wow, I can't believe this is happening, and you're eating your popcorn.
That's hilarious. I love it. Do you have any future projects in the works? Anything you kind of want to throw out there?
Future wise, I got some new mini wheels I haven't released yet. Dustin Daniel McKee, FB Canada. He's the designer of my wheels, and I pour the urethane. And so he just got a mini file. He probably won't be able to see these, but they're quite small, and I can't wait to release those. I've just been riding them for a while, just gotta do due diligence, but they're amazing. I've got a new metal deck mold, so I'm gonna be pressing some nice decks with these, and I can't wait to do some custom graphics, split plies. That's what I'm really looking forward to doing, is like some really cool split plies. It's gonna be fun.
You started off with like, I don't really think I have anything, to like, you've got so much stuff going on.
Like,
First off, hold on. Did I count 5 wheels in the little pack there?
oh yeah, I thought it was like pretty much standard for companies to put 5 wheels out. I thought, most people do, whether it's to in case you lose one or you won't. I think it's a ploy to get people to buy more wheels. But
I think so too. I've seen it before where like people are like, oh yeah, you buy 4, get 1 free. And I'm like,
yeah, that's how I always looked at it when I was buying wheels. I was like, maybe I should just buy more. But so I figured it's a good way to I think just it's like kind of standard 5 wheels for fingerboarding.
No, definitely. And then that mold is shiny and stupid new.
Yeah, yeah. It's only been used once so far. So it hasn't got a lot of use yet, but I've been busy. And so pretty soon, especially now that it's cooled off and there's not so many mosquitoes outside, I'm going to be bringing back a lot of my concrete, as I don't like to do it during the summer because the mosquitoes are so bad. And I'll be out there pressing molds every day.
You're blessed with the good weather. So like for me right now, I can usually get concrete to cure like within like a day. And now that it's like definitely colder outside, it's like 2, sometimes 3 days now.
My workshop leaks like crazy. And so it's always like, if it's raining, it's bad in there, man. So the same thing with my concrete is like, it's been raining so much lately. It's been only making like a couple every couple days.
Well, I know you've got a huge lineup of shoutouts to give.
Yeah, I was I don't know if because I figured if we could do a fade out to black Saturday Night Live style, just shout them all off at once. So I got like 1 to 2 minutes worth of names I wanted to throw. I don't know if that's a weird thing.
That's interesting. We're gonna make it happen. I'm gonna make it happen.
Well, I want to shout out Levine Cunningham, Levine. I knew I was. But thanks for having me on, man. That's super fun. I'm really glad to be recognized here, and so I thank you for that. My girlfriend Katie, she puts up with having super alien stuff all over this house, and she's amazing for doing that. My best buddy David Stills, he's got art on my decks. I've got Dustin Mackey, my FB Canada buddy. He's amazing for everything that he's done. Got Mason Baker, Andrew Norman, Paul Gula, who I was recently trapped in a hotel with him. Caden Overholt's awesome. Matt Rips, Craig Smothers has done some art for me. Michael Tucker from Milk, Douglas Gilly, moderator for the 420 Club, and Dogu Wheels. Wes McFadden, Kirby Pag, COTY Mexico, Dave Ware, all the guys from Fingerboarding Unlimited are great. Alex Nugget included. Cal Benson, Keelan Wysocki, amazing guy. Ken Carroll, Andy Mast, Brendan Ward, Tyler Wolf, Bryden Richardson, Shane Aspey, RJ Ramillo, Anthony Perez from Lit Fingerboards, Justin Robb from The Wake the Dead, Jake Romer, Vindo Slice, Dominic Demare, Raymond Flores, Omar Garay, Michael Mashburn, Tom Guevara, Waylon Stein, Peter Gussie, Jacob York, Darren Pigeon, Drew Phillips from Lit, John Daly, Dave Ray, the Port City crew, the whole Port City crew, and the Yuck team. Those guys are all amazing. I went up to North Carolina and saw the Port City crew. Yuck was there. So much fun. And there's so many good people that have helped encourage me to continue to do this or push me, give me that type of motivation. And so I want to thank anybody like that's ever been a part of Sewer Alien. I really appreciate that motivation helps so much. So thank you guys for that.
Man, that's a lot of love right there. I love it.
Yeah, it's a lot of people have encouraged me, man. It's really has done wonders for my self-esteem. You know, I've always been kind of like keep my head low, but it's I've got something now that I'm really proud of. That's new for me.
No, definitely. I completely understand. Also, I've got a few shout outs as well. If you are watching this before everybody else on our Patreon account, thank you for the love and support. Also, if you want to look at anything that's coming out of the USFBL universe, whether it's Combo of the Year, the podcast, summer tour updates, anything like that before anybody else does, definitely subscribe to early access. All of that stuff will be there. We've got subscription boxes as well on our Patreon account. So if you guys are into that, we've got hella goodies. Definitely check it out. Also, finger the like button. Definitely follow what we're doing. We're doing all kinds of cool stuff, and you're going to want to definitely tune in, especially as we get into 2024. So a lot of exciting stuff happening there. And where can people find you on the internet? Like, they want to reach out to you or they want to buy any of your stuff. Like, where do they find you?
Seweralien.com. I think I've got links there for all my other links, but on Instagram, seweralien _ or Instagram sewer_alien. That's probably the best place to reach me if you wanted to chit chat, talk about products or anything really. That's where I'd reach back the quickest. I'm on Facebook, in the 420 Club, the Fight Club, and yeah, seweralien.com. You should have it all there.
And then I'm going to make it extremely easy for everybody. I'm going to have links to all of those places, including the Facebook groups as well. So definitely look in the description for all those links. Till next time.